We are live.
Without love, it
It
ain't
ain't
much.
much.
Nope.
How you doing,
What's
man?
good with you? I'm doing all right, man. I ain't
Oh,
gonna complain.
same,
I look
same,
like I'm
same.
kind of looking like I'm high or something.
Oh, dang. I kind of always look like I'm high. I don't know.
But that's because you always are.
but for this time, we ain't gonna need you don't need to see my
Oh,
eyes.
this bro. That's right. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
hey, you got to put it on when you got to put it on, bro.
So yo,
Look at
you guys
yeah.
today, Glamorous Life, Sheila E.
Dun, 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 dun,
Mm,
dun,
mm,
dun,
mm.
dun, dun.
Joint dropped in 1984. However, I think that I heard it before it was before this date, only because
Those two
sometimes,
years. Those two
sometimes
years.
I know,
84,
sometimes
85.
things will be cut out, the previous year, and then you don't hear it again. And maybe it was just trying to see what kind of response people get. I don't know, but
Where would you have
84,
heard this? Where would you have heard this? You would have had to had cable, right? Because
no,
they didn't play it on the
actually,
radio, did
no,
they?
it was on the radio. That's
Sweet
the
98?
surprise.
Sweet
It
98
might have
had
been Sweet 98, and they played it, and then I didn't hear it again until after, which it was released May of '84. I didn't hear it until
okay.
after that, and I was like, I know this song, but yeah, it,
Mm,
it was on on the
okay.
radio, man.
We had cable. I had cable by that time. I think we got it in 84. I think we got it like 2 days before Thriller came out. So
Okay,
whenever Thriller came out, that's how I knew about it. I don't
okay,
remember hearing about it on the radio.
yeah,
Was
that was my
I
one
wonder
of
if
the
Hot
few
Scott was
times.
on there then.
Oh
Was that
dang,
Hot Scott?
probably he was
Yeah.
one of them. Yeah, because he
Yeah.
would show up at, man. What was it? When I was in school, he would show up at events or after,
Oh, really?
yeah,
He was
yeah,
he was a big thing. He was a
yeah,
big thing back
yeah.
then. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so moving on,
Yeah.
Prince wrote the song. It was initially intended to be given to Vanity Six or Apollonia Six.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't even intended for Sheila. But I guess as time went on, Prince kind of, I don't know, he lost interest in Apollonia 6 or whatever. The other tidbit about that too is that according to one of his, what do they call him, biographers or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they said that he wrote the song about Apollonia. Um,
So I wonder why he would bring.
Apparently, he
Mm-hmm.
used to joke with her about, and say something about her wearing a mink coat even in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
So she never got a mink coat, but it was one of his little jokes with her. She said stupid jokes or whatever, but he snatched it up and he gave it to Sheila E to do. And this was when he
That's
was
interesting.
convincing her to actually jump out from behind because she was
Mm-hmm.
doing things
Back
for,
up.
yeah, backup
Right.
for Lionel Richie and other artists. And
Right.
so Prince convinced her to step out in front and actually sing and so forth.
Okay. So what's your interpretation of the song itself? What is your interpretation of what she's talking about?
This is just my interpretation is somebody who is looking, I don't know if she's looking, but a dude approaches and basically he's trying to, get with her, and she's saying, "Look, you need to have your ducks in a row if you want to be with me." Um, man, I got lost in my thought.
Well, I
But
I think she's talking about for the most part, she needs a man that's making money. And I think
yeah,
during that process, she got caught up with some dude that she didn't expect to come at her like he did. And
she felt love.
she fell in love for the first time. And then at the end of the song or in the middle of the song, she's like, without love, it ain't much.
Right,
So I
right.
think she realized that after he did that, something was a little different.
Here's another thing too.
Put that thing down.
She's like, oh, wait a minute. um, here's another thing too that I thought was interesting. We were talking on a previous video. We were talking about how taking note of the different cultures,
Hmm.
and so in that
Yeah, that's a
aspect,
good question.
talking about black and brown people,
Hmm.
Prince did something that was really cool. If the story is true,
Hmm.
Prince did something that was really cool because in the original shoot, I guess, or the casting for the video, it was a brother who was supposed to be her love interest. Prince said no.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Prince
Yeah.
said no, make it a white man, because by doing
Oh.
that, she crossed over to other audience. And I'm like, wow, that is genius.
Brother, let's play it so people know what we're talking about. Because
yeah,
you and me talking
we
as if we talking as if
too much.
these people know what. Most of these people probably ain't never seen this video before. So
okay, here we go, y'all.
All right.
Sorry.
So does she realize she wants to be in love with her man or not?
Backing vocals on this, Sheila E, Prince, and Jill Jones.
He put it down.
If you have an opportunity, I encourage you to go out and check YouTube and find Prince's version of it. So it was dropped not that long ago, I think. And so his original song, he put the vocals over it.
More body work. Fire. Okay, so right there, I think that was a transgression where she realizes that love is important as opposed to having money.
Yep.
I put down. So would that part be the bridge? That song is kind of, she realizes it in the bridge, in the middle of the, but it's not really the middle. It wasn't the second, it wasn't the third verse either, but it kind of was. Anyway, it's just one.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've established that she found love maybe in the middle of the video.
Somewhere in the middle. Yeah. Well, when she says this real love is real scary, I mean, that's
money only pays the rent.
Yeah. The realization hit. You
Mm-hmm.
saw how dude had her hemmed up against the walls in the car
Man,
and stuff. Yeah.
in a fire. He took
Okay.
her in a fire.
Okay. Okay.
In a-
Shoot, money only pays the rent, but this is different. Yeah.
this
Okay.
is different. We can catch her on fire.
Mm,
Doing some
fuego.
things.
Fuego.
Fuego. I was gonna say something else. Yeah, she was part of Crush Groove, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And the hip hop artists of the time didn't really see her as part of that group, at that
Yeah.
time. So I remember her getting flack behind that, and I didn't know who she was at the time. I was more interested in my Adidas, Run DMC. I think the Beastie Boys had come out with License to Ill,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So her popping off, and then, I was kind of into Prince at the time, and then I really was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't realize it. She was really part of Prince's group until team until later on. But
Yeah.
I do remember that joint.
They had a relationship. I mean, friendship or whatever since 1978. I didn't know it went back that far, but yeah, they had
Jeez,
yeah.
He's 10 years older than us, right? So he was born in 58.
Yeah.
So he'd known her for he was about 19 or 20 when he met her.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny to see how all the artists somehow connect with each other. It's and it's not necessarily meaning a connection of they work together or whatever, but they all connected somehow either at the studios and stuff like that, and just
makes sense.
They started their network and get to know each other, and then next thing you know, years down the way,
you kind of figure that if they were in the same region, there wouldn't be so many studios and stuff, so they'd probably be overlapping each other all the time.
Well, she's coming out of California, and of course
she
Prince,
is.
Yeah, she came out of California, so Prince was recording. He was jumping around in different places, but I can only imagine. I don't know the facts behind it, but it was him jumping around to different studios, and he ran into her and met her.
Who was her father? Was he a major percussionist or something like that?
Yeah, Pete Escovedo.
Yeah,
Escovedo. He was on. He played with Carlos Santana.
That's right.
And so yeah, her whole family really, they've done tours together and stuff. But yeah, that's the start of it.
So you said you heard it back on Sweet 98 back home.
I believe so. Yeah.
Do you remember that radio station, that black radio station we had? It was called KOWH.
KOWH, yeah.
if the wind blew too hard, you weren't gonna listen. You weren't gonna be able.
It was on AM. It wasn't on FM.
It was on FM.
Oh, it was?
From time to time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because anytime I want to hear anything black music, I had to go over to the AM station. So I don't know. And again, see my exposure, because if the wind blew too hard, you weren't getting anything good to
Well, you ain't lying. That's probably
So-
we were catching it on FM, so I think that's probably why the wind knocked it out. You guys listened to it. I didn't know it was on AM.
I believe that. I could be off, but
you might be right.
Okay.
It seems like it was on both, but anyway, back. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had, man. The diversity again, and the white guy that you say and that they interjected in there, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting. Makes sense. Yeah, at that and I was at that point we were trying to get everybody in the mix. Everybody.
Yes.
That was kind of like a time when everybody was like, you know what, I'm kind of tired of being separated from everybody. Not everybody's like this. Not everybody's like that. Let's try to bring each other together with music.
Yes.
And I think that was probably one of the biggest changes, transitions in the 80s, was just trying to mix it up. Remember Aerosmith Walk This Way,
Yeah.
And
with
Run DMC.
Yeah. Their career was revitalized with that.
You sure was.
And
it sure was. I was in shock when I saw that.
They brought new fans. I love that crossover.
Yeah.
So you brought hip hop and you got rock together, and boom, you got a whole new audience, and people were loving that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So diversity doesn't work. Period. Love who you love, and be allowed to love who you love.
Right.
Bottom line, you
Right.
know, ain't nobody listening to none of these fools. You know,
Exactly.
Jimmy wants what Jimmy wants.
Okay. And with that, thanks for checking us out. Hey, you know, so come back, like and subscribe. We love y'all. We thank you for supporting us. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jimmy.
What's the matter? You all right, bro?
Peace. Y'all.